I mean, yes, billables matter. I need to keep the lights on. I need to be able to run payroll. I need to be able to pay taxes on the building and pay the rent. And there is an ugly side to all of, I would say ugly from, it's not the compassionate, it's not the client outcomes, it's not the fun things, right? But there's an ugly side. There's a nitty gritty side to all of that. But if that's the only thing you're communicating to your technicians and your BCBAs, of course they're just going to feel like a revenue stream. Of course they're just going to feel like they're there to bill a certain set of hours to make you money so that you can do X, Y, and Z and move on. While that's important, you also need to highlight, like you said, the medical necessity side of this. The hours that we request to make the progress that we say we're going to make when we put a goal in place for a client matter. And this is coming up a lot right now. I don't know if you've heard of any of the articles that are out there that saying intensity does not matter and the kind of fight that's going on in the literature right now.
Yes.
I love a good academic fight. It's kind of our WWE, right?
Yes, totally.
But like there's argument in the literature because people are saying treatment intensity doesn't matter, but they're not behavior analysts who are saying this, and behavior analysts are coming back and saying, actually, we have 40 years of research that says the intensity and the dosage and what we provide does matter. And it makes these differences in all these different metrics. Like, take quality of life stories out of it. We've seen IQ differences, autism severity score differences. We've seen the reduction of challenging behavior. There's all these other things that we can physically measure in a number, right? I would always have the conversations with my technicians about this goal is going to take about this many hours based on this child's rate of learning in order for this child to be successful. And then there's the maintenance and all of that afterwards. I don't prescribe this number of hours as a BCBA because I want to make 30 hours of billable time back per week. I prescribe this many hours because this is what the child needs in order to progress, whether we're in a skill acquisition phase, a reduction of challenging behavior phase, or we're in a maintenance phase. And I'm asking you as the technician, or when I was supervising BCBAs, I'm asking you as the BCBA to take that seriously, because if I don't make the quality of life differences that I said I would by using the time that I said I would, that time can be taken away. And at that point, I don't care operationally, personally. Again, I'm not a business owner right now, so I can say that. Right. But I don't care operationally about that. I care that we didn't use our full dosage that I recommended for that client, and now the payer has reduced it by 10 hours because they said you didn't use it. That's 10 hours possibly of time that child's going to lose in windows of opportunity. I mean, you think EIBI, that is that most plastic brain where we can teach all these things, and it's in theory easiest to teach during that time. I lose 10 hours a week, that child loses 10 hours of potential progress. Right. So when I look at the billable time, yes, there's an operational component, but I really care much more about, are we using what we said was medically necessary such that that child can make the quality of life differences in their life that we, when we sat down to write the treatment plan, agreed to make. And then bring the technician into the treatment planning. Talk to the technician about these skills seem to be going really fast. Do you feel like that's accurate? Do you feel like the child actually has it down because the data says this? And what do you think might be a next goal? You know, you talk to mom because you're doing it in a home session. What is mom kind of whispering to you and overhearing that I may not be hearing because I'm only here once a week? Bring the technician into the treatment planning and the conversation. And I've seen a lot more, I don't know, buy-in sounds like a used car salesman, but they enroll and they're more empowered to engage in that billable time, because it's truly not just about bringing the money in. It's about how am I using the time for that child.
Yes.
And I care about the goals at that point.
Yes, I love that. And the communication piece, and I think that's another way for techs, for BCBAs, for everyone involved to feel like a valued member of the team, right? Yep. And they're not just the person doing, being told what to do and doing all the things, but they have a say, because they should.
Yeah. I mean, I think I did 90% of my career in home, so I am very well versed in home. That technician who is in the home, I guarantee you, every single one of my technicians knew that family dynamic better than I did. Mm-hmm. And it didn't matter if I was on the phone with the parent on a regular basis. It didn't matter if I was in the home 2 or 3 times a week. They were there for the majority of the time. Thus, they are the expert on the client.
Yeah, even just the fact of them being there for the most part, right? And so like everyone kind of their guard falls away a little. And then when the BCBA who is not coming as often, you know, things change a little bit. Even something as subtle as that, right?
Yep. No, the family would clean for me. They would not clean for their technician.
Exactly.
Little nuances.
Exactly. 100%.